Those of you who have ever traveled much in the U.S. know there's a couple of airports that have to get held up by the weather. One is certainly Chicago, the other one is L.A. I was coming back through L.A. about 2 years ago, had a 4 o'clock flight booked, and the rain came in and the fog came in, and next thing I knew I was a day late. So I checked into an airport hotel there, got settled in my room, and went down to the bar for a beverage. It's a typical American airport bar, lots of chrome and mirrors. Young yuppie types serving beer. But along with the kids, there was one older gentleman there, and he looked quite out of place. And he walked by and was wearing a large trophy buckle. I wondered what his story was, and I was determined to sit down and talk to him. But as often happens, the night slipped away and I never got to meet him. But every time I go through an American airport, which is fairly often these days, or stop for a beer in an American bar, which is also fairly often these days, I wonder what his story was, and I think it might be told in the next poem and song. Say hi to Montana.
Does the warm wind still punish Montana? Does the coyote still rule the high plains? Does the red hawk still scream to old ranch streams like the summer they got the rain? The summer they got that good rain.
Well, that damned LA rain closed the airport again. Seems the traffic is backed up for days. So I said, what the hell, there's this airport hotel. All this travel's left my mind in a haze. Well, the bar that I found to knock a few down was half empty. Guess the storm kept them home. But I traveled a lot, never gave it much thought. Besides, I do most my drinking alone. He was sweeping and cleaning up tables. I was drinking prime rye and cold beer. Still cursing the night and that damn council flight and hoping them dark skies would soon clear. I saw a man in my fine Justin boots, watched him smile at my black Stetson hat. Then he worked his way over with that tray and that towel. I could see he was wanting to chat. He said, I read in the papers, you played here last night. Would have gone, but I don't have the crack. You're a long way from home on that Montana plain. Bet you're anxious to board and get yourself on back. Then I saw he was wearing a buckle, a big one, all silver and gold. 'Twas a long time ago if he'd won her. I'm judging him about 60 years old. He said, it's hell living in this here great city. And it seems like just yesterday I was riding a bulls. I was headed straight for the top. It was Linda that pulled me away. Ah, back then she sure was some beauty. And she carried my heart in her hand. With the big screen, it beckoned to her like a star. Losing her, well, I just couldn't stand. Well, we struggled. She finally made it, and I soon saw her name in those lights. But now, I was a cowboy, and she was a star. Lord, I was lonely those nights. Well, I should have packed up, for I could still ride, and Montana still called me back home. Like a fool, I turned to the bottle, with a pain that cut clear to the bone. Took years so I dried myself out. Should have left, but Linda's still here. And I pray that someday I might see her again. For your sake, son, I hope that weather's soon clear. Then he nodded and said, say hi to Montana, snapped his towel and just turned away. I finished my drink and picked up my room keys. Years later, I can still hear him say,
does the warm wind still punish Montana? Does the coyote still rule the high plains? Does the red hawk still scream to old ranchers' dream about the summer they got that good rain? The summer they got that good rain.
Thank you, folks, and thank you, Leanne.